Jesus 911.
Ruben, I want to talk about Bill Gates right now, and I want to play a short little clip so you can see that Bill Gates, I think he's involved in crimes against humanity, and there's people calling him out. I want you to hear this clip, then we're going to talk about it. Mr. Engineer, can you play the clip?
Politician caused a political upheaval last week when she said Bill Gates needs to be arrested on charges of crimes against humanity. The comments exploded across social media because of the underlying issue following Bill Gates. He's a fan of a smaller human population. And while he routinely pushes contraception and abortion as a means to lessen or decrease the number of new arrivals on the planet, there's another concern about him that raises even more eyebrows. It's his vaccine mania. Through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, by the way, wife Melinda is a baptized Catholic and a huge supporter of contraception to decrease the population, the foundation carries out the work of trying to shrink the number of humans. Sarah Cuniel of the Italian Parliament attacked her own government's heavy-handed and destructive response to the Wuhan crisis, saying it was carried out under the influence of Gates. She then went on to brand him as a vaccine criminal, her words. She also called out the link between the World Health Organization and Gates' funding of it, and caused further uproar when she tweeted out that Gates and his vaccines was just a means to, quote, free genocide, noting that Gates is vaccine happy in poor countries. Recent news reports revealed Gates offered what amounted to a $10 million bribe to the Nigerian House of Representatives for a forced vaccination program for the Wuhan virus. Politicians in Nigeria turned down the offer flatly. The subject of vaccine-happy Gates' particular focus on youth has not gone uncommented on either. None other than Robert F. Kennedy Jr., nephew of President John F. Kennedy, and chairman of the Children's Health Defense, is on record on the CHD website saying, quote, vaccines for Bill Gates are a strategic philanthropy that feeds his many vaccine-related businesses, including Microsoft's ambition to control a global vaccination ID enterprise and give him dictatorial control of global health policy, closed quote. In 2000, Gates was allowed into India to direct the nation's immunization effort against polio. Under his leadership, up to 50 doses of polio vaccines were administered to enormous numbers of Indian children before they turned 5 years old. And hundreds of thousands of those children became paralyzed over the next roughly 20 years. While he was advancing his polio effort in India, he started up another vaccine program testing experimental HPV vaccines designed to protect against sexual infection. In 1 year alone, 2009, 23,000 young girls in India, were inoculated. According to Kennedy, 1,200 suffered severe side effects, with 7 young girls actually dying.
Let's cut right in here, Richard. We'll cut right in. Ruben, I don't know. I don't know about you, but the evidence against Bill Gates is it's powerful.
Right.
The fact that I don't trust Bill Gates one iota. I believe that again, Bill Gates is a secular humanist, atheist, and he has this real penchant for he's on record on TED Talks that he wants to depopulate planet Earth, and I think he's found a way now that he can do it through controlling a universal vaccine. And this isn't some conspiracy theory.
Exactly.
Yeah, all you got to start doing is just like a good cop, you just start connecting the dots. And I'm glad to see, Ruben, that it was an Italian politician named Sarah Cuniel. She was the one that in Parliament, she was slamming and laying blame on billionaire Bill Gates. She was basically saying that he's a totalitarian, the way he's, and that she's saying he needs to be arrested on charges of crimes against humanity.
I agree.
Because he's a eugenicist. He's somebody who's committed to reducing the population on planet Earth. What do you say, Ruben?
His statements are incongruent. On one hand, he's trying to control the populations, and then the other hand, he's trying to say, I'm trying to save lives with a vaccine. I would not take a vaccine if he has anything to do with it. He's going to try to wipe us out, Jess. That's his goal. And you know what's sad, Jesse, is that his wife's a baptized Catholic, and she's right there alongside him, preaching this nonsense. And it's really bad what he's doing.
This is what happens, Ruben, when the successors of the apostles don't exercise the power of excommunication.
Oh, yeah.
If they did, if there was a sweeping excommunication of a lot of these politicians around the country, that would be the shot fired across the world. That would be a hue and cry. And I would say at least a good fraction of them would come to their moral conscience and say, man, I don't want to be excommunicated from the Catholic Church, and they would change. But barring that, Ruben, these guys aren't going to change because there's a lot of money to be made by being aligned with Bill Gates, by being friends with him. And if there's no repercussions from the successors of the apostles, if there's silence from the pulpit, then they're saying, man, this is a win-win situation.
Right. So they lock us down with fear that this virus is going to kill millions. I mean, when they first came out, people were believing it, thought, wow, okay, it's spreading like wildfire. And so you went along with it, but as time went on and the numbers started coming out, and what's it like 0.0026% mortality rate? I mean, I got a higher risk going crossing the street in front of my house, Jesse, to die. Come on, if people are going to be locked down, the whole country, the whole world actually is locked down with a 0.0026% chance of dying. That's ludicrous. But they're trying to control us so that we can become dependent on government money, for handouts,
You're right.
And
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
This is how they start implementing little by little socialism, saying the government will take care of you. Just stay home. We got this covered. And then if they keep implementing what they call the new normal with the social distancing, that's going to destroy the churches. It's going to think about it. We're already having a difficult time getting people to church because of our weak leadership and the sexual scandals. And now when people are saying, well, here's this rule. You got to put gloves on and a mask and staying 6 feet away from the next person, people are going to say, forget about it. They're going to throw their hands up. I'm just going to stay home. I don't want to go through all those shenanigans.
Yeah. I'm like that. Remember that old movie, that old black and white Western? I don't need no stinking badges. I'm like that with a mask. I don't need no stinking mask.
And then you got people yelling at you. I've seen on YouTube, people are like trying to shame people.
Right.
You're killing them. Yeah. Put on a mask. Yeah. You're killing people. I mean, Ruben, you got the left. I mean, they're just they're just using this, Ruben, as to try to just push their agenda and stuff. Again, then there's no medical basis for it at this point.
I was looking at a person at the red light next to me, windows rolled up, by himself with the mask on, and I'm looking at him just shaking my head. Man, he's a sheep.